That might be the Grinch on horseback. And I love it when Pete doesn't know what the hook is and hasn't seen it because his face is priceless.
What is going on?
We will tell you a little bit more about the Grinch on horseback a little later on in the show. Each week I like to surprise Dancing Pete Rhoda with a short video before we start the show. And he usually hasn't seen it. This time it was Holly dressed as the Grinch on horseback right before the Misty Morning Hounds drag hunt this past weekend. We'll tell you more later. Here we go.
Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton! Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a great show lineup for you. Very excited to have some really top equestrians here in the studio. We have a tip of the week, first of all, from Dr. Adam Kayott. We have part 3 of Linda Pirelli's curriculum for Happy Horse, Happy Life. We also have Olympic medalist Peter Leone, and I'm very excited to have him here in the studio. I think we're going to need him for a whole show one of these days because we're going to have lots to chat about. And we also have a Piranha-sponsored rider who I met when I was in Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo, Bobbi Arnett, 14-year-old young lady that I think we'll see at the NFR one day. She's aspiring for greatness, and I'm excited to hear from her. Thank you to all of our sponsors who make all of this possible. And we're very, very grateful to them, and we're very excited about the lineup. Pete brought me in a very nice Santa hat, and shout out to Smash Wraps for creating a Christmas logo for us. Here's Dr. Adam Kayott with his tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Kayott with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care for your tip of the week. Always pay attention to your horse's hoof health and hoof angles. Make sure that they are not their toes are not getting too long and that they're on a consistent schedule with the farrier. This can alleviate, number one, a lot of foot pain or foot problems, and that can also lead to other problems with the joints and soft tissues that will need to be addressed and are much more severe than trying to, have the farrier or your blacksmith attend to those things before they become an issue.
I feel like hoof health is very relevant at this time of year because it seems like in Florida we go from very wet to very dry, and we certainly do notice hoof problems. And by the way, if you do have any hoof problems, K-Well hoof paste is one of the best products I've ever used on horses' feet in my life. So if you're having any problems, check them out. They're available at TT distributors and Seminole Feed stores. We're now very, very excited to welcome a Olympic medalist to the show. Whoop, whoop. And that is Peter Leone. Peter.
Pleasure to be here.
Lovely to have you with us. It's a real honor. I want to do a shout out before we start to Elite Equestrian Magazine, to Bill and Noel for sending Jen and you our way. I was very, very excited to hear from them.
I'm the lucky one. I'm going to be very privileged to be the editor-at-large for show jumping for Elite Equestrian Magazine. I'm looking forward to sharing some of the current hot topics in the exciting sport of show jumping.
Yeah, what a great magazine it is too. If you're, well, really any area, any horse area. I know Elite Equestrian Magazine, and then online, of course, as well. You can go to the version online if you're not able to get a copy of it. But I've known Bill and Noel for years and years, and what wonderful folks they are, and love their magazine. So I'm sure it'll be even better once we add Peter Leone to the mix.
Well, it's great stuff. I'm going to try to do my best to bring what's really going on in the sport of show jumping, cutting edge news, topics, and things to look for in the coming months of Elite Equestrian Magazine.
It's wonderful.
So before we get started into you, what is show jumping?
Show jumping, okay. It's an Olympic sport, It is one of a number of disciplines. When you think about equestrian sport, three main ones that we think about are show jumping, which is a very objective competition that competes at the Olympic level. And then we have equitation, we have hunters. There's a huge amount of competitions in the hunter, jumper, equitation fields throughout the country. It's huge. Show jumping specifically is a jumping competition where horses and riders from different countries compete over anywhere from 12 to 14 very large obstacles set in a particular sequence. Each competition has a different course. The objective is to jump all the jumps without knocking them down in the time allowed. So let's say 50 horse rider combinations attempt to jump this course, maybe 10 will jump it without any penalties. All of those that jump clear within the time allowed, meaning no penalties, will come back for a second round over a shorter course against the clock. Whoever then can jump clear in the fastest time is the winner.
And other than knocking a fence down, you also want to avoid a refusal or a complete accidental dismounting during the course.
Correct. If you have a refusal, if you crash, if you fall off, there are a number of ways to have penalties. It's fascinating how the sport has evolved. Once upon a time, the average, a big Grand Prix purse was $20,000, $30,000. Now the biggest purse in the sport is $5 million. There was just a huge international competition in Geneva, Switzerland that took place on Sunday. A big $1 million purse, and the number one rider in the world, a U.S. rider by the name of Kent Farrington, won the event. He was just smashing. I mean, he just, blew the competition away.
So you know who you can see for a loan.
Right.
And down here in Wellington, you've got big jumping competition, hunters, equitation, and of course the international jumping at the World Equestrian Center here in Ocala. You also have more big money jumping at the horse shows in the sun hits. The state of Florida has many circuits going on. You go back 30, 40 years ago, there was just a few shows. Now you've got big circuits, big competition, big money throughout the state of Florida during the winter season.
It's incredible, isn't it? We've got a couple of minutes left in this segment. I'd love to do a little history and go back a little. You've been riding for quite a long time.
Long time, yeah, since I was 5 years old, so that's 60 years.
It's amazing because you don't look it.
Well, you're very kind, and like most of us that have a love affair with horses, I started with ponies. My mom loved horses, and my dad always wanted a farm with Black Angus. So somehow we ended up with a farm with ponies. And my mom got us started, and I'm one of three brothers. I'm the middle of three brothers.
All three that rode and competed.
Yes, yeah, and we couldn't do it if we didn't do it together. It was not going to be just for one brother, one child. Either we all did it, and we all rolled up our sleeves and did it together, or there was no riding. And we started with ponies. We took care of them ourselves, and so when we were young, it was a responsibility. It was sort of a first job, but it was a wonderful experience.
It is wonderful, isn't it, as a kid to grow up with ponies? I think it's just a perfect childhood, in my opinion. It doesn't get much better than having ponies and horses around as you're growing up.
I mean, sometimes people say, oh, goodness, he's won this, he's won that. Well, I fell off more times than I stayed on riding ponies.
I'm so glad to hear that. Because I did too.
My brothers did too. But we didn't even think twice about it. That was just part of it.
That was part of it. Hold that thought, Peter. We are going to go to break, but we are coming right back with Peter Leone. Stay with us. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires, and equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure you can achieve your vision for a safe and functional horse facility. For new builds, rewires, and updating, Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a farm of our own, we know you cannot take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have the pleasure of having Olympic medalist Peter Leone here in the studio. Again, thank you. Another shout out to Bill and Noel from Elite Equestrian magazine for the referral, and love them. They are just such a great couple. Their magazine is awesome, and you are soon to be the show jumping editor-in-chief for that, so that can only make things better. So very thankful to them. And grateful to have you here with us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I'm really excited about working with Elite Equestrian magazine. There's so many fascinating things going on in the world of show jumping, and I have the awesome responsibility of bringing that to the readers.
That's so wonderful. So we talked a little bit about your childhood and riding ponies, and I'm relieved to hear that you also came off a lot. And actually, we were chatting to Linda Pirelli a little bit in the break, and we're talking about how if we knew what we know now, then we probably would have come off a lot less.
This is very true. But, you know, that's, it's the journey. That's the fun of it. Growing up, my brothers and I, that was part of it. The rough and tumble, the, getting kicked, getting bit, learning how to be around horses and what to do, what not to do, how to read horses, how to understand horses, and not only on the ground, but when you're on their backs, how to sense and really understand your partner. Because whether it's whatever discipline of equestrian sport it is, it's about a partnership. It's about feeling and understanding your partner, the horse, what they're experiencing, how they're going to react to the question that you're going to ask them. And if you can anticipate and have a feel for how they're going to react, then you can actually ask and ride the horse in such a way that you get the correct answer, a successful answer that's happy and successful for the horse and for the rider and for the competition effort that you're making.
So true.
So before we cut for a break, you were talking about your two other brothers.
Yep.
So tell us a little history about what you did with your two brothers at the Olympics.
Well, really, really fun. My brothers and I were lucky. Our parents said, look, you guys want to ride? then all three of you ride or none of you ride. The Leone story is a story about a family journey with horses from mom and dad and my brothers Armin, Mark, and myself. We fell off together, we had success together, we trained together, we fought together, and we succeeded together. And one exciting highlight as brothers is we all reached a level of sport where we rode for the U.S. team, at different times. But there was one special time where the three of us were the U.S. show jumping team in the Nations Cup in Lucerne, Switzerland.
Wow.
1982, a long time ago. And that was the first time in the history of the sport of show jumping that there was an all-family Nations Cup team. So that was kind of cool. Mom, Dad, my brothers, and I, we remember it. Maybe no one else, the record books, but good fun.
And then to the Olympics, of course, which is huge.
That was another interesting story. We all, like all young competitors in equestrian sport, we aspire to making it, representing our country in the Olympic Games. We rode with George Morris, Frank Chapeau, Michael Matz, Bert DeNemethy. These are masters, legends in equestrian sport, in show jumping. And George and Frank always instilled in us that the most important medal to win in Olympic jumping is the team medal, because an Olympic medal represented the strength of a country, that the program, the riding, the depth of riders in the country was strong. Any country could come up with one great rider to win an Olympic gold or an Olympic medal, individual medal, but the team medal, that was the real pinnacle. So fast forward, I've been developing a horse and been competing for the U.S. team and trying for Olympic teams, as were my brothers. Well, 1996 proved to be the year, and I had the right horse in the right year and the right experience, and my head was in the right place, and all the star, the moon, the sky, everything was coming together. And we're doing the Olympic trials, and after the second trial, I had a fall on a young horse, shattered my collarbone. In short, my brother, who not only was a super equestrian, a medical doctor and a lawyer, and my brother Mark, a top equestrian rider and jumping for the U.S. team, if it wasn't for my brothers, we couldn't have made it through. So my brother, helped me out. I did surgery with a top orthopedic surgeon, broke my collarbone. I got some pins put in it. He helped me on the physical therapy side. My brother Mark kept my horse going. My brother Armin got me to the gym because 2 weeks after I broke my collarbone was the next Olympic trial. Well, long story short, my brother Mark rode the horse. My brother Armin got me as prepped as possible to deal with the pain. I got on in the schooling area, jumped 2 jumps after my brother Mark warmed him up, went into the next Olympic trial, had success, did this another 2 times, made the Olympic team, and went on to Atlanta. And so my Olympic success was not a reflection of just me and my journey, but a family journey, and both my brothers and my parents. And so good things can happen.
That's right. And now fast forward to, and there's a list of accolades and wins that we could list off that is as long as my arm, which is incredible. Well done to you in that portion of your career. But now giving clinics and teaching others and bringing young riders up, taking all that skill, time and talent that you have and giving that to others and helping others to accomplish as well. And you were here for a clinic the last couple of days.
Right. We had a great group of riders, and it's an unexpectedly rewarding time in my career to share what I've learned, what I've experienced, the masters I've worked with the young riders and some mature riders. And at the end of when you get right down to it, it's the love of the horse, the joy of learning. And then for some of us, it's, okay, we want to take that and apply it to how do we win in competition. And so it's all wonderful how it all comes together. And my life experience, my professional life experience, enables me to share that. And it's a pleasure.
We talk a lot about connection between horse and rider on this show with Pete and with Linda and with other people. We talk a lot about the connection. We feel like that's so important, and I know that's something that matters to you as well. I know that that's something that you've posted and shared.
It's all about the horse. I mean, the horse is where it begins, it's where it ends. The horse comes first. And the better you understand your partner, the horse, the more you can enjoy your riding, the better you can train to compete, and the more successful you can be at competition. And the horse that you rode today is going to be a little different the next day. So you need to stay open-minded. Riding a horse is not like doing a math equation. If it was 2 + 2 always equals 4 in terms of the approach to riding and jumping a horse, we'd have a lot of Olympic medalists out there.
It's true.
But the horses, they feel just like you. They feel different one day to the next. But it's magnificent, these large, beautiful animals, the trust that they put in to the rider, and do things that we ask that are just unbelievable.
So where can we come to watch you when you come back in Ocala?
He's got some clinics coming up in Wellington, right? Because you're in Wellington.
Well, I'll be
January. You've got some clinics.
Exactly. I'll be working and training in Wellington, and instead of being the guy in the ring that you watch and see hopefully win, I'm the guy behind the scenes, and I love sharing what I do, for better or worse. I love sharing what I'm, when I'm coaching. The insight, the strategies. So anytime, I'll be in Wellington and hopefully back to Ocala at some point this winter. I
would love it if a chance to come to one of your clinics in Ocala. I would really enjoy that a lot. So
me too.
You too. So we must try that. One more shout out, Peter, for Bill and Noel. We're looking forward to your content that will be in the Elite Equestrian magazine coming up soon. So we're very excited about that. Thank you again to them for the introduction, and we certainly hope you'll come back and do another show with us, because we'd love to have you with us. We have lots of topics we can talk about.
An absolute pleasure. Great to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peter Leone. We will be back after this break with Linda Pirelli. Stay with us.
Smash Wraps creates business fleet and storefront interior and exterior solutions. Don't just wrap it, smash wrap it. SmashWraps.com. Equine Therapy International offers state-of-the-art equipment to enhance your horse's performance, fitness, strength, and rehabilitation with hand-picked and proven range of products, including PEMF and massage therapy rugs, leg wraps, boots, pads, and lasers, equine water treadmills, cold salt water spas, combi floors, dry treadmills, solariums, nebulizers, and more. For more information, go to equinetherapyint.com or find them on social media. Repair, perform, and recover with Equine Therapy International. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Centre in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Brannaman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Danson Pete Rhoda.
And we have another special guest with us in the studio. She is actually with us for the third week, which I am absolutely thrilled about, because
I think we need to make this a habit. We'll just tell her we're going to keep on. We're going to go over it back over in depth.
How do you like my Santa hair? I think it's lovely. Thank you, Pete.
We didn't get the memo.
I know, right?
I just brought the ponytail.
Linda, it's lovely to have you back with us.
Lovely to have you back. Lovely to be back.
I'm wearing a Happy Horse, Happy Life shirt.
Yes.
for my third week. Loving every single one of them, by the way.
Well, you're wearing them well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I love them.
And it was really fun to listen to Peter Leone.
Isn't he
Yes, because I was
wonderful?
sitting backstage.
You were studio audience.
I was, but it's wonderful to listen to masters.
I
you
know,
know,
isn't it? Incredible. You know, he talked about ponies and the naughty ponies, and then he talked about the journey with the family, and then he gave credit to the brothers who really
What a
helped
great
him get
story.
through, and the first family ever to compete in a Nations Cup together like that in 82. All
Incredible.
3 brothers. So those parents did a really, really good job with those boys. And just to hear his story, and, you know, I just love it when people reach out and say, you know, hey, it'd be nice to be on the show, and they're like the top people like you.
Well, I'm in good company.
Yes. Well, I love it anyway. So I love that you got to hear some of that. So.
Yes, very nice to meet him.
And for folks tuning in, we had a Wi-Fi hiccup and lost that first little part of the show, but we will be posting it later, and then it'll be on Equus Television too. So if you missed that first part, don't worry, it'll be up later. Tech happens when you're live, right, Pete?
And you were such pros. You just went on as if nothing happened.
I know.
Eddie back there is sweating bullets, keeping it together.
So live is what we wouldn't call the uncut bloopers version.
Right.
There you go.
So you've been here for 2 sections on your curriculum. Now we're on to the third.
Number 3. So the first was all about the core behaviors, which is where most people have their problems with horses, in connection, relaxation, or responsiveness. Then last week we went through the qualities, which is how well your horses do things, and that has to do with confidence, impulsion, and bending. So does your horse do it, you know, like a scaredy cat, or is he confident in you and what he's doing? Does he do it with impulsion, not too slow, not too fast, just right? And then, of course, bending. Is he stiff as a board, or is he flexible, both in mind and body? So with all that there in place, now it's time to talk about the third level, which is performance. And there's 4 parts to that.
Well, that's why I gave you 2 segments, so we have time.
We have 2?
Yes.
Oh, I can slow down.
Yes.
Okay. So there's harmony, agility, purpose, which was Peter Leone, right? Jumping is a magnificent purpose. And then, of course, power. So we can talk about each of those. But I thought it was really interesting listening to Peter, because he talked about, you know, being kids with ponies, and we all grew up with ponies that we could do just about anything on. I mean, I galloped on the beaches in Sydney and jumped boat trailers, and I mean, did crazy things that when you grow up a little bit, you would never, ever do.
Can I interrupt
unless
you?
you're an eventer, then you still jump all that stuff.
That's what I was about to interrupt you and say, so I didn't forget. I did some very low-level 3-day eventing, and there was a jump called the shark's teeth.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just going to tell you that even at that age, I opted not to do that jump. It looked like possible death to me. And not just for me,
had the right
but
name.
for the horse. I mean, it was shark's teeth. They were like prongs, like
Wow.
this. And they had shark. I was like, I'm not taking my pony over there. So I will say there were things. The rules are much better today on what you can and can't do, thank God, because that was scary.
That's a little
But
crazy.
you're right. There were things we did.
We did, and we didn't care if we fell off. You know, there used to be this thing where they'd go, 7 falls make a rider. Did you ever hear that?
I did.
7 falls make. I mean,
I'm a rider.
yeah. Now, what about number 9 and 15? It's like, what now? I'm obviously still not a rider, but falling off was just de rigueur. It was just part of the experience. Well,
I didn't do kid riding. I rode in college, and I used to start horses in college and say, if I haven't fallen off, they're not started, or they're not broke.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to fall off one time and get back on to show them, yep, somebody can come off and you can still ride.
Well, on purpose?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, so, you know, when you get a little older, you don't want to fall off. And then, you know, I used to pride myself that I could stay on anything, you know, almost no matter what. But I didn't realize that with my horse being crazy like that, it was a reflection on me. If your horse is crazy, like they're wearing a t-shirt, it's like I'm with crazier, you know. They're out of control, and that's my fault. Or they're upset, or they're scared, or they're obstinate, and that's my fault. That's a relationship problem. And so I was very happy to find, you know, a new approach. where you put relationship first and you look at the behavior of the horse. But, at that time I was 33 when I finally
And that's
found
really
that.
difficult when you help professionals that we both know, that we have a fine relationship, I got to get this done.
Yeah, and it's like, define relationship. Most people, if you took the test, and there's an evaluation in every one of these, a self-evaluation to go, how good is your connection? What is it really all about? How good is your relaxation? So you can actually do a little test and see what it is and what it could be, and of course what it shouldn't be. And then everything that's in here is how to fix it, in that particular category. But I was saying to Peter, just before I came on, that, because he said, in a nutshell, what do you do? And I said, well, basically it's what you talked about, how every great rider, he's top rider, you have to have some knowledge of horse behavior and be good in your leadership, not just your sport. And I said, but I help people who don't know how to do that so that they can come to you and learn the sport instead of bring you problems, and now you're fixing behavioral problems, and that gets in the way of jumping or dressage or reining or cutting or, whatever it is you do, trail riding.
It would be sort of the same as if you were, let's say you were a runner. So you're a runner and you're going to go out there and run a big race, and I'm talking two-legged race here. Mm-hmm. You're going to go out and run a really big race, and you haven't got ready, you haven't prepared, you haven't trained, you haven't warmed up, you haven't done the work to get yourself fit enough to do that. It's the same exact thing.
And then you have an Olympic rider that's doing a clinic to get you ready for that race.
Yeah.
And you show up out of shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have the have the foundation to build on, and if you don't have that, how could you possibly excel? And when I go and watch show jumping now at any level, I can sit there and watch it, and I can tell, watching the person on that horse, whether or not they have a good relationship just by watching them go over the jumps. And they might be far better riders than me, and they might even be some of the best in the world, but I can tell whether or not they have a relationship with the
Absolutely.
horse. And I wouldn't, when I was a kid, have known the difference. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Good intro, harmony.
Harmony.
Yeah, that's the best way to tell.
Yes, it is. And it's interesting because you might go out there and win your competition. You might. You might. But you can see the difference between somebody that wins in harmony and then you might not. And the chances are, if you don't, it's because you're lacking harmony.
Yeah, so what does it take to have harmony with your horse? And, I think that's the best way to tell a relationship, because when there's disharmony, if a horse is bucking, pulling, rearing, stopping, shying, that's disharmony, And how do you fix that? Because you can't just say, well, forget all of that, you need to jump, or you need to do your passage or whatever. Some horses don't even go in the arena. They go, I'm not going in. That's a place of pressure, and they don't trust the person. They go, you're fine when we're on the trail, you're fine when we're out hacking around, but when we get in that arena, you turn into Attila the Hun. You're just, you become strict and self-obsessed, and I don't know who you are, and I don't want to be in here with you. So those are the kinds of things that, are all relationship based. We have to fix the relationship. It's a mental, emotional thing. It's got nothing to do with the talent or athleticism or the training of the horse in the sport. It's
so
the
true.
relationship. Mm-hmm.
So true. And I have another question about that actually in a minute. I'm going to ask you. So we have to take a break, but we're coming right back with Linda Pirelli, so stay with us.
Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Centre in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires, and equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure you can achieve your vision for a safe and functional horse facility. For new builds, rewires, and updating, Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a farm of our own, we know you cannot take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's south. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
I'm Tick Maynard, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we are chatting to one of my favourite people, Linda Pirelli. And we're on the third part.
Performance.
Yes, and we have been talking about curriculum for the last few weeks. And we've been understanding and learning the different parts, why they're in the order they are, and why you do them the way you do. And we're on the third part of that curriculum. We've been talking about harmony and the importance of that. And just being able to see the difference than a horse and rider that aren't harmonious and one that is.
And it's easy to blame the horse. Oh, he's lazy or she's stubborn and, she's too excitable, fractious, crazy, unpredictable. It's easy to blame the horse, but if I'm not part of the solution, I must be part of the problem. And it's very humbling, when you start to look at it that way. Otherwise, you just put more gadgets on. A bigger bit, a martingale, a tie down, bigger spurs.
Can I tell you, I worked at a tack store. No offence to the tack store, love them dearly. But I worked for a tack store, and the biggest wall in there, other than the boot, was the bit. Mm-hmm. And that's what people come in and do, and buy the next bit.
If only bits would solve the problem.
I know, it's so true.
If only. But it doesn't, because it's a mental emotional problem. It's not a physical problem. And of course, that's my area.
So we have harmony. What's next?
So harmony is the first level of the performance strata, right? So this is all about what does harmony look like, feel like, what gets in the way, how do you become the leader of the dance? Because basically at this point now you're dancing with horses. And this is where everybody wants to be, up in this performance area. They don't want to be down in the problem area, but everybody is. It's why I have a job, And it's because there's great gaps in the information that people are given. We're taught to ride, but we're not taught how to think like a horse, and to understand the horse and have a conversation with the horse. So when you start talking about things like agility up in the performance area, I called it agility instead of collection because a lot of people have an idea of what collection is. But really it's agility. Is the horse ready to go forwards, backwards, right, left, do anything at any time? You've got to be, like on the tennis court, you're ready, to go anywhere. And that's what agility is at a high level. And most people have never really learned how to teach a horse that. They've felt agility, but quite often in a negative way. The horse is agile against them. But in this sense, you're now learning about things like sideways movements, shoulder in, half pass, haunches in. And this isn't dressage, this is just knowing how to operate the pieces of your horse. And when you start compressing horses like that, they can get very mentally, emotionally disturbed because they feel trapped. So now you start to have tension problems, they freak out.
Winding the spring.
Yeah, it's tightening it up. And when horses have trouble, as humans, we tend to put on more pressure instead of take it off. So you need to know how to teach horses to do this in a very friendly way and build their confidence. But then when there's problems, you can immediately go back and say, oh, it's a relaxation problem. I know what to do. and you fix it, and you come back here. You don't fix problems here. When you have them, you fix them back down here.
Yeah, you backtrack.
So then the next one is purpose. Oh, and of course, I've got lots of photos and there's some crazy diagrams, which I did on my computer.
Nice.
Right, to help people really visualize what it is they need to do.
That's fantastic.
And then Module 9 is purpose, and I've got a lot of contributors here, top trainers that I've been friends with and known for many years. And they've written about how they keep their horses happy in their sport and what the sport is all about. And I also talk about the importance of having goals here. And I start the section with my story about how I really got to the top of my game in natural horsemanship. And then I found myself getting kind of demotivated about going out and riding my horses. It's like I didn't really know what was next. And so when I realized that, my original passion was dressage, and I got into all the horse behavior because I was having problems with my horse. Now I went back to dressage and did it at this level, this gold level, where I don't have the problems that I used to have because I've been able to fix all of those. And so having that goal and that sense of purpose is what gets you out of bed every day and excited to ride your horse.
That's right.
And then the last one is power.
Power.
And power, again, we've usually experienced it in a very negative way with horses spooking, rearing, bucking, bolting. And this is how to get your horse to offer you more effort without you having to ask for it, press them for it. That they become more motivated and want to give you that power and effort. So that's how it all comes together. And it's basically a university course, but it's very friendly, and I've tried to make it quite bite-sized because in the past I've written enormous passages, to try and help people learn things, but now I can say it in very simple ways. And the online the online version of this has lots of videos in it as well. So that's my program.
Lots of examples that you can actually see if you do.
Yes.
So you can do the book version or the online version.
But I'd recommend both because you probably want to see the videos as well. But a lot of people like something in their hand and they want to scribble on it and do whatever and refer to it. So that's why we've made these companion manuals that go with the online course.
I still love.
I know.
Yes.
We're old school. We want.
We are. I still
Everybody
want
else
the book.
is on their phones. I can't quite go
I
there.
still want the book. When I took the real estate course, I had to have the book.
Yeah.
So what I like about that is the agility and the power go hand in hand, and that's the hardest part to fix because they think the more I hold on, the stronger I get, the more I push, the more power I get, the better he's going to do the performance.
Yeah.
No.
They'll perform, but it's not pretty.
No.
And then it's limited. When you have a horse at the Olympics who doesn't want to go into the arena, that's a problem, because they're spectacularly talented and the riders are probably great technicians, but they've got a problem here in the horse's confidence and the relationship in their leadership. So all of that, no matter what you do, because purpose can be English, Western, trail, liberty, bridleless, whatever you want.
Right.
But that's up in the performance area and everything else gets you there. And you can get there quite quickly. Like in a clinic, I can get people to module 5 or 6 in 2 to 3 days. And then, if they keep improving that, they can get up into that performance area very quickly. It's not like, well, in 4 years you'll be ready. No, it's fast. And it's fast, especially if you apply yourself to that.
That's nice, because a lot of people don't have that many years to keep trying to do.
And then you lose heart, or you change horses, especially these days more than ever. There's a little bit of the disposable horse syndrome. But, people who fall in love with their horses don't want to part with them.
No.
But all you need, like sometimes I say to people, is the only difference between me and you is what I know. And if I can share what I know with you, it's going to empower you, to reach your goals and your purpose.
Yeah.
So speaking of that,
yes, those lovely little cards.
The little cards are in-house now.
I love the little cards.
Yes, they are so
They're
cute.
the challenges and games, right?
Yes. I should have taken it out of the plastic. You can do that, Pete.
Well, we've got them up on the screen for our watchers too.
Oh, cool.
So that's really nice as well.
So we actually played with them today. You can open them. And I've got the 52 games. The games are things to do in groups. And in fact, I did it with my group of students today. We just picked out a card and went, let's do this today, which is really fun. It gives you ideas. And the 52 challenges are on the ground or riding. And you can go, I don't know what I want to do with my horse today. I've lost imagination. I'm not motivated or whatever. And you can just pick a card and go, ooh, I could do that, or I could learn to do that. So they're a lot of fun, and they are flying off the shelf. It's a great Christmas.
They'll fly off even more now because
so I like
Christmas.
Barking orders, goal. Improve your readiness, response time, and position with transitions.
Yes.
Amazing. So get your cards, get your shirts, like the one I have on, Happy Horse, Happy Life. Linda Pirelli's got the most gorgeous line of shirts. They're absolutely beautiful. Get your curriculum. You can have
these are trainer secrets. In fact, that's one little thing I want to say also, is that this is usually what people are not taught, is what's here. But people like Peter Leone would know a lot about because they're professionals.
Absolutely.
So these are trainer secrets that go into the hands of people like you and me and everyday horse lovers.
I love it.
Of any level.
Linda, the last 3 weeks has been lovely. I almost think you should be here every week.
I think we should do once a month now.
All right, I'm in. Once a month. Thank you very much. I would love
We
to.
got goodie bags and gifts and things for you here to load you up with, so we'll get those for you, piranha bags and all that good stuff, which, by the way, Peter Leone did get, but we were so busy chatting we didn't get that done. So we'll be back after this. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
Your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
A little shout out to Richard and Betsy at Larson Hay. I actually had lunch with them today, had a meeting, and just want to say thank you so much to Mr. Larson because he is one of our equine industry colouring book sponsors. Larson Hay is going to be our Hay page. So I'll do a shout out for them because we are going to print 35,000 of those and put them in the hands of every single student in our elementary age schools in Marion County, and so I am so thankful to them, also to Seminole Feed, Pat Myers Electric, Bridlewood Farm, and multiple others who've jumped in to make that possible. So we should be able to go to print in the next week or so I'm excited about that. First Impressions Printing is helping us out with that, and this colouring book is so wonderful because it's what I'm going to be when I grow up. And it's all the jobs that we can think of in the equine industry, and we hope we can add more pages every year to that as we build that up. And it is going to be a colouring book that goes into the hands of the kids that they have to colour and bring it back in and show it to their teacher, and a horse is going to deliver a prize to the winners in each school. So we're really excited about that. And Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy horses are going to have Apollo, who's on the front cover, deliver the books and also deliver the prizes. So that's exciting stuff. So thank you so much to those people helping us make that happen and really support the equine industry, because we think it's so important that the next generation have a chance to learn about all the opportunities there are in the horse world.
Because we're done having people come in and say, I lived my whole life in Ocala and I didn't know I'd never touched a horse because I'm in the horse capital of the world.
Something's wrong with that.
There's lots of...
Switching gears a little bit now, I was fortunate enough, thank you to Piranha Animal Health, to be in Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo. I got to interview. You can go to the Piranha Facebook page, and there are interviews after interviews after interviews with all the absolute top competitors, including the Riley Webb, who won the World Championship again. And I had a chance to chat to a sponsored rider of Piranhas who is a little bit too young yet for the NFR, but she has goals. And in a few years, I have a feeling that we'll see her there, because she is on a mission and she is on fire, and she was so cool to interview. So Piranha sponsored rider Bobbi Arnett is with us now.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus Television Network, here for Piranha Animal Health. And I'm excited to meet a newer rider, believe it or not, that's only been riding for about 4 years, and that is Bobbi Arnett. And we're actually here for the NFR in Las Vegas this weekend, which is exciting by itself, but I'm delighted to meet her. Bobbi, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So tell us a little bit about you. You've been riding for a few years.
Yes, ma'am.
A friend actually took you to a competition. That's what kind of got you excited about the horse world?
Yes, ma'am. I went to a little homeschooling thing, and she was there, and she's like, I have horses. You need to come ride. And she stuck me on a horse, and I've been in love ever since.
That was all it took?
Yes, ma'am. That's all it took.
So you started out riding, and then what kind of drew you into wanting to do some rodeo?
I went to one of my friend's practices. She's like, hey, we're going to do a breakaway roping practice. And I saw them, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I'm going to do with my life.
Wow. Okay. So now take us through kind of the journey to today from that point over the last few years for you.
Well, you know, I kind of started riding horses, and we kind of just started riding horses and all that. And my dad was like, hey, like they have this little Vegas qualifying thing, you know, you want to go to it? And I said, yeah, sure. And he said, I don't think you'll qualify, but we'll try. And I magically ended up qualifying, and we've been doing it ever since then.
Wow. And so you're 14.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a few years falling in love with horses and doing rodeo.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're here at the NFR, you're kind of watching the best of the best.
Yes, ma'am.
Does that give you kind of a bucket list and goals of things that you want to accomplish?
Yes, ma'am, it does. My big accomplishment is I want to make it into breakaway roping and make that a career, and, you know, get my sponsorships and do social media and all that.
And how does your family play into that? I see your parents are here, so obviously they're supporting you and trying to help you grow and improve and achieve your goals.
My mom and dad are my biggest supporters. If I told dad right now, hey, I want to be a ballerina, he'll be like, okay, I got you. Like, we're gonna give it our all. So
that's wonderful. Talk to us about Piranha Animal Health and the role that they play as you move forward in this career with all the goals you have.
They have played such a big role in my life. You know, before them, I didn't have any sponsors, and they were kind of they took me in and they believed me, and they make such great products, and they're just an amazing company.
Do you have a favorite product?
Oh, Shine Baby Shine. I collect my horses. It makes them so shiny. I love it so much.
I have so many people tell me they love that.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a great product, and of course we all need fly repellents. So
yes, ma'am.
It's very important to have the best, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, it's Bobbi Arnett with Team Piranha, and let me show you my flash braces. This is my Piranha Spraymaster 55-gallon system. It's super easy to install. Me and my dad put it together in less than 3 hours. This is the control box. From here, you can control how much and how often it sprays. I'm able to manually turn it on whenever I need to. With the Spraymaster from Piranha, fly control will be one less thing you have to manage. It really is one of the best investments you can make for yourself, your horses, and your barn. It's a relief to know my horses can rest in a fly-free space at any time of the day.
So on your bucket list, other than the NFR, you've achieved quite a lot already. You've had some wins already. Share those with us.
I won my first saddle not too long ago. I made it in the breakaway roping, so I won my first breakaway saddle, and I won a goat saddle. Yes, ma'am. And I've qualified for the Vegas Toughest 3 years in a row now.
And so very early on you qualified for that then, because you'd only been probably riding for what, about a year or less?
I've been riding for about 4 years, and I've been roping for about 4 years.
My gosh, so you started winning very early on in your career?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to. Yes, ma'am.
Now, being 14, I know a question a lot of folks have is, how do you juggle school and accomplishing good grades and everything while still trying to achieve all your future goals in the horse world?
It's definitely a lot, but I make it work. You know, I wake up, I practice breakaway rope, and I come in the afternoon, work on my school, and get back out there at night.
Gosh, that's a lot. So who's your horse?
I have 8, but I'm definitely going to say one of my favorites. I love all of them, but one of my favorites is my Mayor Pistol. She is incredible. She's going to give it her all the time, 100% of the time, and she loves to eat. She loves snacks. So
well, that's good. You got to keep her fired up, right?
Yes,
ready
ma'am.
to go. Good. So top of the bucket list, is that the NFL?
Yes, ma'am.
For the future?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you have all the ingredients that you need to be successful. Is there anything else you'd like our listeners, viewers to know?
Just keep going no matter what God puts ahead of you. You just keep going and make the best of it.
Amen.
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
a dream, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's a dream.
Chase them.
You got to chase them. Never give up.
Have a feeling we'll see you competing here at the NFR in the very near future.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. Bobbi Arnett here for Piranha Animal Health in Vegas for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus TV Network.
I cannot believe how incredibly mature, sensible, and on her goals this young lady is. Bobbi Arnett, she is 14 years of age, and my gosh, she is aspiring to be the best in the world. She's got goals. She's got Piranha on her side. She feeds Seminole Feed, by the way, and is a huge fan of that. She's got her Spraymaster system for her barn. She's on fire. She's out there creating social media. She is promoting the people who are supporting her, and she's a winner already.
You know what I liked about that? You had Happy Horse, Happy Life shirt on, and you didn't look she didn't look more dressed than you did.
Actually, that wasn't a Happy Horse, Happy Life one.
Oh,
it
it
was
was
a very nice one.
Yes, I was going to say, I thought it was.
Where do I get that? That's actually Boot Barn, but it's along the similar lines.
Yes.
So, but that was just a wonderful, wonderful experience to chat to her. And, watch out, because just a few years from now, you're going to see her competing at the absolute highest level. She was wonderful.
She looks like she could probably do it if they didn't have an age limit. Because they used to not have an age limit.
She could indeed, but she was really impressive. I really enjoyed talking to Bobbi. So thank you for that wonderful experience, and thanks again to Piranha Animal Health for making sure I was in Vegas so I could.
And sponsoring these great athletes that need help.
I know, absolutely. Get them to the top and help them stay there. And keep their horses protected. Very important. We'll be back. Stay with us.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
Piranha Animal Health is your trusted leader in insect control since 1972. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hello, I'm Chris Cox, and you're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we are going to start with Dancing Pete Rhoda's Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
Today's tip of the week is usual, something that's happened to me during the week. And I've said this before, I don't know if I've said it on the show, but it's about giving advice or helping someone. So I came up with this probably about 15, 20 years ago, that I'm giving you advice that you're either ready for, you're not ready for. So a lot of people get mad when I might say something and they're not ready for it. Or you're ahead of me and I'm giving you advice that you're way beyond me, but I don't know that. And so then I feel bad later on when 10 years from now I find out, oh, I gave the wrong advice. Or you're not ready for the advice, but in a couple years or maybe 3 months, it actually clicks. Then you make the change. So having that advice is sometimes you'll give somebody advice. They don't take it very well, not because it wasn't meant well. It's because they weren't ready for it, or you're speaking out of turn. And a lot of times professionals think that, well, I do this, I do show jumping, I do whatever. And it's like, okay, well, that's what I see with the horse. But that's my advice, is sometimes you're gonna give advice that isn't ready, or it's gonna grow, or it was bad advice.
Might be a seed planted that later flourishes, you know? Can be a bloom later, right, Linda?
Can be. But, I mean, people have to be ready, you know. Some people don't want advice.
It's true.
Again, it's a little bit of a relationship thing, like horses. Like horses, you can't coach them until they trust you, you know.
It's true.
And then people, you can't always tell with people, but, you know, the way you can with a horse. But what I find is that if people ask how questions, you know, what questions, then usually they're open. You know, they're ready for information because they're stuck. But if they go, why? But somebody else said, and that's different from, it's like, whoa, okay. You know, I'm not going to interfere with that.
Yes.
You're obviously following that advice, and when that doesn't work, you know, I'm here for you.
Come back and see me. If you have a horse, you probably have at least one dog. I know Linda does. I have several. Here's Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. Having your dog ride in the back of a pickup truck, unless unsecured, is not really a smart thing to do. It's reported that 100,000 dogs a year die in America because of either falling out of the pickup trucks or getting hit by flying debris. If they're in the back of the pickup truck unrestrained and you get into an accident, they could get hurt, or worse, they could run off from the accident, and then you've got to try and find your dog. Put them in a crate. Don't tie them in the back of the bed with some string, because if they jump out, they can hang themselves or get dragged along the side of the pickup truck. They're your best friend. Let's take care of them. Let's put them in a crate when they ride in the back of a pickup truck, or put them in the cab with you. Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch.
Keep Ocala Dog Ranch on your mind if you need to travel for the holidays.
And don't put your dog in the back of the truck or over your shoulder while you're driving, or in your lap while you're driving. Linda?
I told you that in confidence.
No, you're not the only one I know that does that.
That's my neck rest.
Ocala Dog Ranch for your holidays. You can practice with daycare, and then you can board them there when you're visiting family over the next few weeks. So I want to do a quick shout out to Misty Morning Hounds. We had an incredible chamber ribbon cutting there this past weekend for their Christmas hunt, which is a drag hunt, by the way. But it keeps all the traditions of the fox hunt without the actual fox involved. But what was awesome is our chamber ribbon cutting involved the hounds. And they actually ran through the ribbon and broke the ribbon, which was absolutely wonderful. And if you're watching, you can actually see the chamber ribbon there, and the hounds actually come out and bust right through that ribbon. So it was really great fun, and the hunt was absolutely wonderful. We had a beautiful time. The Grinch was there. You saw that at the beginning of the show if you were watching. The Grinch was on horseback. Holly did a great job. And it was just an absolutely beautiful day out there on that incredible...
Did you get a video of them breaking the ribbon?
I did, yes. I can't believe I'm not showing it right now, but I should be. But yes, it was phenomenal. It was a wonderful day. We really enjoyed it. Everybody had a fantastic ride. And if you haven't checked out Misty Morning Hounds, it is an amazing experience. If you haven't been out on one of the hunts, April, who's actually going to be riding with Jeremy and Heather Reynolds in the next Tevis Cup on one of their horses, Cool, actually came out and did a hunt with me and rode with me on her horse, and we just had an absolutely beautiful day, and it was just a great experience. And if you haven't done one of their hunter paces, they have one coming up on January 4th. The hunter pace is actually without the hounds, but it is the optimum time that you would do that pace if you had the hounds with you. It's a great experience. Last time I was out on one of these, there were eventers, show jumpers. There's all sorts of different levels. So if you want to come out and do a flat, you can do a flat. But even if you do a flat, you can still go over the jumps.
So explain flat means if you're just a trail rider and you want to come join in.
Yes. And there's a hunter flat, and there's a pasture flat, and then there's over the jumps. But even if you choose to do flat with no jumps, you can still go over them if you want, but that's not part of your competition, but you still can. So it's a great experience. There were some eventers out there, show jumpers. They've had Mustangs and mules and everything you can think of go out and do that hunter pace, and it's just a great example. And it's not the fastest time, it's the optimum time that you would have taken if you had the hounds with you. So, and I won my first blue ribbon in years, so I was actually very excited to do it. But it is a wonderful experience for your horses, and it's wonderful for you. It's just a great day out. So that's January 4th.
And if you want to get a English experience, meaning like you're in England, this would be very similar to a hunt in England.
Yeah, super traditional. So we do have some local events here in Ocala, the horse capital. To mention to you, TT Distributors, Horse and Farrier Supplies on Highway 40 here in Ocala is having their Customer Appreciation Day, January 17th of 2026. Woof.
8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
That's right. It's going to be 10% off store-wide and all sorts of goodies and reps and raffles and fun stuff. Also coming up, we are supporting Voice of Change Animal League, or Vocal as it's known. They are having their fur ball. It's the 10th annual fur ball. I have adopted a dog from Vocal. They are a great organization. That is Boots, Black Tie and Best Friends. February 27th. Make sure you get a seat or a table and support this wonderful organization. The Children's Charity Classic is back for its second annual at HITS, or Horse Shows in the Sun.
February 20th.
And that is a wonderful, wonderful fun where they match you up with a cartoon character. Your team jumps. It benefits a bunch of charities in this area, and that is put on by United
And
Way.
the teams are a professional with an amateur.
Yes, it's great fun. Great Florida Cattle Drive is coming up. I think there are some tickets still available for this. January 27th. This could not be any more fun, and it would make a great Christmas gift. Learn to drive cattle with the best across Florida. And thank you to Seminole Feed Stores for supporting the Great Florida Cattle Drive as well. We appreciate them. And lastly, Pete, last but not least,
the Horsemen's Symposium, March 28th and 29th at the Southeast Livestock Pavilion of Ocala. We are going to have like-minded people that are going to give their twist or their thought patterns of how they created horsemanship.
Yes.
So we're going to have the one, the only Linda Pirelli, Louis Lucio,
Ryan
Jake
Rose,
Birnbaum, Dr. Rose, his wife Emily, and myself.
It'll be a good time.
Quite the lineup.
Quite the lineup. Get
So-
involved.
And perfect in the
out.
horse capital of the world.
And
So true.
make sure you get your tickets now because they're cheaper. And I forgot to give you this. If you're a CEP member, you get 50% off.
So if you're a chamber
Nice.
member, half off. Nice. We got to wrap it up. Thank you to Linda Pirelli for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
It was wonderful. And Peter Leone and Bobbi Arnett. Great show. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world,
or not.
Happy horsing around. Until the same time next week.